nails green this weekend. They were overdue for a paint job. They were red. I had them on for 2 weeks, painted red, and last week I was just rocking the chipped nails, but today they're green. So today I kept hearing the term adversity feels nice in a place like this. I forget if that's a quote from a movie or something like that. Heartbreak feels good in a place like this, or heartbreak feels nice in a place like this, something like that. Also, we have this nice woodwick candle that I just got this weekend from Cracker Barrel. I don't know about y'all, but I guess Yankee candles are closing, or some stores are. I'm not sure, but the one at my mall closed, so I'm like, what the fuck? So the only place that I know to get woodwick candles is Cracker Barrel. I think Walmart might have them too, but I went to Cracker Barrel and got this one. It's called matcha, whipped matcha, and it's a very beautiful light green kind of color. Also, I think my roommate just got home, so if it gets loud and chaotic, that is why. But I'm still going to persist and try my best to focus and film, because I need to and I want to. So anyways, yes. The notes of this candle, I'm not gonna remember. I think the base notes might be vanilla, amber, and there's another note or two. And then the middle notes, I think marshmallow is one of them, which was kind of surprising to me, but marshmallow is one of them. The top notes, it's matcha, citron, or some like citrusy type of scent. It's really pleasant, actually, surprisingly. So that's the candle. Anyways, back to the topic. I'm trying to decide which way I want that to turn. Not that it matters that deeply, but whatever. So, heartbreak feels nice in a place like this. Adversity feels nice in a place like this. So, you might wonder, what the fuck does that mean? That's a great question. Let's unpack it a little bit. Adversity happens to all of us. Challenges happen to all of us. We all experience hardships and difficulties in our lives that make the day-to-day just a little bit less easy. I guess we can put it that way. And I think all of these things can sometimes compound on top of each other and pile up until it's this huge mountain of challenges and situations that maybe you wouldn't choose for yourself or that aren't ideal, you know. So what do we do with that? How do we fucking get through? Because life is hard. I had this realization, I think it was yesterday, but then today I was driving and I was like, girl, you have been so strong and you are so strong, and I feel like all of the things compounding in my life right now, if this same set of circumstances were to happen to me a year ago, 2 years ago, even longer, I don't think I would have been able to handle them with as much grace or as much capability. But I feel genuinely so strong, and I'm so proud of myself. I wrote this whole thing of affirmations the other day as like a coping thing because I was super stressed out, and sometimes at work that's the only thing that I can do to get myself to calm down a bit, is to write affirmations, to journal, to just write, to just use the physical action of writing to try to calm down. I know the whole oh, you should journal, that kind of thing, maybe that's intimidating to some people, or people who don't really have a knack for writing, or about journaling, like, oh my god, where do I even start? But it's just as simple as the action of putting a pen to paper and scribbling something, doodling something, writing some words that come to mind. Maybe you could describe what you're going through right now in a couple of words. Like, what would the theme of this season be? What does that look like in words? Something like that. Or it could be, if you have a creative side, that poetry just comes out, words just come out, themes just flow together, and it's like an artistic representation of what you're going through. That could also be something too. That's what I do a lot of the times, but there's other days where it's just me writing these fucking affirmations, like, I can do this, I can do scary things, I can do things that challenge me, I can do things that have an unknown outcome, I can do things that are difficult but good for my growth. Just kind of trying to hype myself up and get myself through, you know. So I don't even know what my whole point of talking about this stuff is, but just if you're going through an adverse time right now, if you're dealing with challenges, which I feel we all are, I just don't think enough people talk about it, which is really makes you feel lonely. It's kind of frustrating, because even people that just kind of carry on and live their life like everything is cool, it's probably not all cool. They may be better at masking, they may be better at putting on a front to pretend like it's all good, or maybe that's just what they need to do to like pick themselves up and not be depressed, right? Like externally, they just kind of try to act like everything's fine. But to me, it just creates even more distance, and it's way less relatable. So I would prefer someone to just be honest and talk about how they're feeling, rather than kind of covering everything up and just, you know, it's just not very relatable, but whatever. I don't really know if I have advice. I feel like if you're going through something challenging, just don't give up. Don't give up. Just keep pushing through, and you will be tested. Life is hard. Things are hard. You know, just know that you don't have to do it in a beautiful way. Just being alive and getting through challenges, that's beautiful enough. You know, you don't have to even make the right decisions, the best decision. We don't even know what the fuck a best decision means. So don't put so much pressure on yourself to pick the right path. I don't know. I think it all just ends up working out. And that kind of reminds me, my best friend Lexi, who watches these and my Patreon stuff too, and we just text all the time. I love her so much. But she has a podcast called Society is Sus, and I'll link it down below for you all, but you can also just go on Spotify or wherever and just type in Society is Sus. But she just did an episode today about nostalgia. Why did I say that weird? Nostalgia. I don't know. Oh, what was I gonna say though? There was a point that I was gonna make. It's something about like every single day, like who you are every single day, it all like compounds on top of each other, and like that gets you to where you need to be. So like if you're in the midst of a really hard time, that's gonna prepare you, that's gonna help you in the future, and you're gonna feel the strength from that circumstance. So right now, what I'm going through, I feel like I took a job that was a little bit out of my, is it called depth? Out of my, I don't know the term, but I have learned so much, like doing accounting work, and accuracy and precision is the most important part, which is something that I honestly kind of disagree with on a moral standpoint. Like, I think there should be a lot of room for error and mistakes and like freedom and just kind of flowing, but in an analytical world and in a financial world, you can't be that way, at least while you're getting paid for it. So it's really challenged me a lot reached a point recently where I am confident enough that I don't let it ruin me. I don't let it break me like I once did in the beginning. And for that, I'm proud. For that strength, I'm proud. And I think facing the unknown in that way, by like doing something that I didn't even think was even possible for me. I didn't even want to do this as a job, but it just kind of like happened. It's preparing me. It's helping me. So, recently, I guess I don't know, be a little honest, but I, growing up, didn't have a lot of financial responsibilities of my own. I know some people are the people that have worked from a very young age. They've always had a job. They've always been very hardworking in that way. I just haven't had, that's not my experience. I started working towards the end of high school. I think I got my first job working at a boutique, doing stuff for them, and then I had a little photography internship type of thing in high school where I got paid, but it was never like I was paying bills or anything like that. And even into college, I didn't have a job at all throughout college, except for at the very end, I worked at Buff City Soap for a summer, and that wasn't even me paying bills. Like, it was just like for me to have spending money to, like, you know, buy food or whatever, but it wasn't like I had to pay my rent or any of my bills. Like, that still was very, you know, graciously taken care of by my dad at the time. And I hate saying things like that because I feel like it makes me sound spoiled or whatever, but it's just my lived experience, and maybe some of you guys are the same way. So maybe this video is also for those of you who haven't really had very many reality checks in terms of money until later in life. So it's a lot more, oh god, it's like overwhelming. It's a lot because I never had to prepare for things like this. So recently, like what's happening right now is that I'm taking over my car title and I'm having to buy insurance, like car insurance, like, you know, liability shit, like whatever the fuck, I don't even know. Okay, I feel stupid and I'm learning, and it's okay to learn and it's okay to be new at things, but I feel a little, again, that term, out of my depth, out of my whatever I'm trying to say. So it's a lot. So like there's that aspect of taking on those financial responsibilities that I didn't have before. Recently I've been paying for more car related things, like getting new brakes and rotors and whatever the fuck, and it's multiple $100s, you know what I mean? So it's not cheap. But I do feel so proud of myself, and I will say that for being in a financial situation where I'm able to pay my bills, I'm not missing payments or anything like that. Like, I'm able to take care of myself. There still is a caboodle of bills that I'm still not taking care of, like phone bill, the insurance related stuff, whatever. I'm still on my dad's health insurance plan, so like I'm not paying for that kind of stuff. So there's still that to come in terms of the adult world, but I'm getting more of it under my belt now that I have a more stable job than I ever have had. So I feel like that's kind of forced me to grow up, and it's forced me to take a look at my finances a little bit more than just, oh, we have enough for bills and some extra spending money. It's like, no, like now you need to really comb through and make sure that you have enough and that you can pay for all of these things and make smart financial decisions. So it's kind of stressful. It's kind of a lot. So dealing with that financial, kind of dipping my toe in the water and figuring it out, it's a lot of stress. Also moving. I'm going to be moving the first of the year. I haven't figured out which month yet because I know my lease ends in March, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to find a place like February or if it's going to be March. I'm not sure yet, so I'm trying to have enough money to pay a deposit, first month's rent, whatever they end up making you pay, right? As well as moving cost, like if I need to hire a mover and get some help because I can't fucking lift any of this furniture and I don't have friends here to, you know, fucking help out. And I don't want people to either. Like, I'm more independent in that way, but yeah, so these are costs that I'm like, I want to save for, but then these other costs that are just showing up, it's hard. So sorry to kind of dump on you guys in that way and just tell you that truth, but I'm sure plenty of you guys are going through the same thing, and it is stressful, and having to make all of your life's decisions surrounding money, even though you don't want it to be that way. It's just, it's a challenge, it's an adversity. So, but just know that by you doing these things, you're fucking strong, you're cool, you're badass. Like, that's amazing. You paid your bill, congratulations. Fuck yeah, that's amazing. That's a blessing, because some people can't. And maybe even some of you have struggled with paying bills, and like, it's a literal reality, you know what I mean? But just anything that you're able to take care of for yourself, feel good about that. If it's like a health appointment, doctor's appointment, something that you've been pushing off and you finally take care of it, feel proud of yourself. Don't feel guilty that you pushed it off. Feel proud that you are doing it. Doesn't matter how old you are, how long you push something off for. If you're learning a new skill and you're doing something that's good for you, good job. So that's that aspect. Let me take a sip of water and like chill the fuck out, because I've just been like rambling nonstop. I switched out my water bottle to this blue one recently. Because it's always the black one. It's by the same brand, SAC, the CAK. But I switched it to blue for now. I don't know. I really just need to clean the black one, to be honest. Maybe stop being lazy, Madison. That'd be pretty cool, right? So, that's that. You're strong. You're smart. You're beautiful. You can do anything. You can do hard things. You can do challenging things. You can do anything. I think everything just kind of works out. I don't know. I think that sounds obviously cliche as fuck. But it does. Like, things just come in its right timing. But what I will say and what I have learned is putting in effort is worth it. In the moment, oh my god, you don't want to do it. You're exhausted, you're tired. Maybe your current circumstance is so burdensome and so much, or just so exhausting that you just don't have the energy to put in effort to get yourself to a new season. Like if it's applying for a different job, looking for a different place to move, making those necessary appointments that you need to advance you in XYZ ways, you need to do those things, and no one can tell you to do these things. It has to be an internal motivation thing, because I just noticed there's candle wax on this dresser. I hate when people tell me what to do. It has to be all on my own, or else I'm like not gonna listen. So you're just gonna have to hit that point in your life where you're like, you know what, I need change, and it's a non-negotiable. Like, I need change to happen, and you will get so motivated and get such a fire under your ass to progress and like do those necessary things because you want so badly out of your situation. So adversity plays a role. Adversity is important. She just sighed really loud. Adversity is a really important thing. It's a really good teacher, and it's a really good perspective giver. Adversity shows you the path in a way, because if you're in a place where you don't want to be, that adversity is necessary to give you that fire to push you, because if you didn't have that adversity, you would just be coasting and living with that reality, and maybe you wouldn't see anything that there's wrong. Maybe you would not see that there is anything wrong with it, or you might just be in a stagnant place place and just kind of like numbed out. But like if you're having these feelings of like, oh my god, I hate this job so much, oh my god, I hate this situation so much, oh my god, like it's necessary, because it's gonna tell you to get the fuck out, to move, to do something. It's a great motivator. Adversity is a fantastic motivator. So if you're depressed, if you're struggling, if you're whatever, know that it is serving a purpose, although in the moment it doesn't feel like it. It doesn't, you don't even want to hear that. And it's hard to see the bright days and the sunny days that are going to be ahead of you whenever you're in the midst of it. But once you get on the other side of it, you do see its purpose, and you do see what it was doing to serve you, and it just makes you feel more empowered, and it makes you feel stronger. So I guess that's kind of the whole point of this video, is just to remind you that adversity is okay. It's hard, but it's okay. You know, it's not like it needs to be something that's going to crush you and break you. It's really just meant to be a motivator and to point you in a different direction, or to point you on a certain path. So even if a traumatic, crazy thing happened, it's like that still holds a place in your story, and it all clicks together in the end. Whether you realize it or not, one day you will realize it. Even like going into job interviews to this day, it's like I would have never thought that me talking about working at a domestic violence shelter would be something that I'm genuinely proud of, but it's like an interesting conversation starter, and it's an interesting topic, and people are like, oh my god, that must have been so hard, or that must have been so difficult, and like whatever. And it gave me so many good life skills and just a tolerance for things that I would have never had before. So at the time, even though it was a tough job and I was exhausted emotionally and just like drained a lot, I don't really want to get into it because there was actually a lot of positives too, but it was worth it. And it becomes part of your past one day. So whatever situation you're in right now too, just remind yourself that this too will become part of my past, and it'll just simply become a piece of my storyline, and it doesn't really hold that much power over me because it's in the past and it's done. So just don't put so much stock in the present. It sounds a little bit hypocritical, but don't put so much stock and value in the present, because it is going to change. So just kind of enjoy it for what it is now, or take it for what it is now. But beyond that, don't see your current circumstances as like a defining factor in your life, in your whole life path, in your whole life story. It's not like you need to wake up and stress out and like think that you're stuck here, because it's just it's another fleeting season. So I think the sooner that you can kind of realize it's just another fleeting season, I think you get a little less stressed about it. But you will get less stressed if you're also taking action. That's what I've learned. If you're not taking action and you're just complaining and complaining and complaining and wishing your way out of a situation, you're still going to be stuck in that misery cycle. But if you are doing everything you can, applying for those jobs, updating your fucking resume, updating your fucking cover letter, as annoying as hell as it is, as long as you're doing that stuff and you're actually trying, yeah, you get denied a bunch. Yeah, these people don't even contact you back, but there's going to be 1, 2, or 3 that do. And that's where the work is worth it, because it worked. It's getting you out of your situation because you put in the effort. Yeah, you gotta put eggs in 50 baskets, but like, it's a lot of effort. It's a lot of time, but there's gonna be a couple baskets that actually work and that they're high value, and those are the ones that you're gonna pick up and walk away with, and that's gonna become your new reality for that moment in that season. So don't feel that your work is ever wasted. That's another thing I'm figuring out, is the work and effort you put in is never wasted. As frustrating as it is in the moment to put in the work, it is always worth it. So I hope that helps in some way, and that some of this stuff was relatable or helpful. And you know, I'm just out here to help help you guys and just to also have my own outlet just to spew and talk, and it just feels good to get it out. It's always been therapeutic for me, so thank you for watching and listening and being here for me on this journey, and I hope that I can be there for you guys as well on yours through this screen. So that is going to be it for today's video. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching,